Hi and welcome, it's your favourite Yorkshire demo here. This is Suzanne at Hullahbaloo.com. Welcome to another in my Step Up Saturday series. So Step Up Saturday is where I take the card that was made in Simple Sunday last weekend and use it again, but this time with no rules and no limits based on what I can use in the craft room. Basically, as you can see here, I've got a wide array of things in which we will be making a card today. So this week's card is this one. So as you can see, a bit of everything on here. We've got some heat embossing, die cutting, ribbon, embellishments, DSP, you name it, it's on here. But I love the card and I especially love this ribbon. See if I can get just how shimmery that ribbon is. It's beautiful. So to make this, we are again using the Friends for Life photopolymer stamp set and the matching die, so they come as a bundle in the catalogue. We are also using the iridescent faceted gems. As you can see, I've used a few of those already and they're just, look at that, they're just as shimmery as the ribbon. The ribbon is iridescent 1/2 inch striped trim. Again, trying to see, oh there we go, look at that, beautiful. The colour of choice is Blackberry Bliss today. I've got matching cardstock, which is just an A4 sheet, cut in half and scored in half. The paper that is from this Friends for Life suite, so as you can see, it's very, very bright, very colourful. This is called the Full of Life, and it's a 6x6 designer series pack, and I've got a piece here that is 3 3/4 by 5.5, and then I've got some scraps for stamping and die cutting. So let's kick off. So we'll do the stamping first. So we'll do the one that doesn't need heat embossing, and I'm not sure that's going to be big enough. I know it will be just, I think. Right, okay, so move our pieces to one side and keep the ink out. I've already mounted my stamps. So the ones I am using today are the big friend down here, and then using the thank you and for being a, which is 2 separate stamps, but I've put them on the one block. So I've got, as you can see, the 2 of them on a, I think that's an E, is that a D? D block, and then we've got friend on a big block on its own. So we will use Blackberry Bliss first. My pad is well loved. I've had this a long time. Get that inked up really well. There we go. And then see if I can fit it onto this. Oh, I can. I did check it, it seems. So there. Yeah, beautiful. Like that. So we'll pop that away, and then to do my heat embossing I will be using Versamark. So if we grab my Versamark, which is here, ooh, nearly pulling my whole shelf out. So this is a watermark stamp pad, so it stamps clear. We'll bring in the black piece, and I'm going to bring in my embossing tools. So this is an embossing set that you can get in the Stampin' Up catalogue. Something to hold while you're heat embossing so you don't burn yourself, something to get rid of any stray powder once you've heat embossed, and then of course an embossing buddy. So this takes all the static off the piece of card before you stamp, so that you don't get anything, any stray powder where it shouldn't be. So we'll just do that on there, and then we'll ink up our stamps, and we'll stamp them down. I'm trying to be as straight as I can here, so that when I come to cutting them, yeah, it's just where I need it. Any further and I'd have been cutting it fine. Right, so now I'll get my powder. So my powder is this new powder that we've got in the catalogue this year. So it's the Wow Opaque Bright White. It's in these lovely little pots. So I'm just going to pop some of this on here. And we're not going to be sparing. I'm going to be quite liberal. We can collect all the excess up, so we don't need to worry about that. Right, let's see if I can pick it up without getting my fingers all over it. And this is where the brush comes in. So you see how there's some bits just here and there. You can get your brush on them, just dust them away. There we go. That's good. So we'll get this clamped and ready. We'll get all the excess powder into, so you undo this little nozzle here at the bottom, and then you tip, and as you tip it funnels the powder back in, and then all I do is I use my brush here to just go back and forth across the and loosen any powder that's maybe got stuck. Make sure I'm getting everything back into the pot. Get that back in there. So as you can see, I'm putting a lot back in. So the actual amount of powder that you use versus what your pot is very, very minimal. Put the lid back on there. Mine that out of the way. Lid back on there too. Last thing I want is that falling everywhere. Right, now this is where the magic starts. So this is my embossing heat gun. So you just turn this on and let it warm up. If you have got the volume up quite loud, I would turn it down just for this segment, just because this can be picked up quite noisily by the microphone. So just let this warm up. And then on it, tweezers there. Don't hold it too close because you don't want to burn it. But if I hold this closer, you should see the magic happen. There we go. It's starting to turn now. See that? Pop that to one side. And then we can let go of this now. Pop the Versamark away. And all I'm going to do with this piece is with my long scissors here is I'm just going to trim up the side. I want them to be similar sized, but that isn't important at the moment. So all I'm doing is cutting these out quite close to the wording, like so. Take a little bit off that edge. There we are, so there's the thank you. Let's get the for being done. Get this straight. That's better. There we go. So we've got both of our embossed pieces done. Now we need to cut this one, so I'm going to get my snips to do this one, and then we've got a small piece. In fact, I'm going to get my dies to do that one because we've got something else we're die cutting. If we weren't die cutting something else, then I wouldn't bother. So the dies themselves, got quite a few dies in the packet, as you can see here. You can die cut the wording out rather than stamping it, which is this die here. As you can see, look, just the same size as the stamp itself. And you can get this one, which is the one that I'm using today, which is the framing round it, so that you can do that. So we'll do that one, and then I'm using this love heart one. Now what the love heart does is it actually cuts one of these out, and all I'm doing is I'm using the centerpiece that's then left over. So we'll get both of those done, and then we can construct our card. So I'm going to use my mini stamping cut and emboss. Is that big enough? That's big enough. We like when things go to plan. So the mini is this one. As you can see, my hands on it, it is quite small. We're going to get our plates. So it's 3 plates. You need a number 1, which is a white base plate, and you need 2 number 2s, which are these clear cutting plates. So you pop a number 1 in and a number 2. We'll then pop the die and the card on, and then you pop another number 2 on the top of them and let it wind through. That's that one. So as you'll see in a moment, there's the purple heart it's cut out, and then there's this piece left. With a small snip, we'll free that heart in the middle. So we'll do the friend, pop the friend on, pop the die and line it up, and then I'm just going to use some post-its to just hold it in place. So I'll pop one there. We'll pop one there, and that should hold that for us, and then that can run through. There we go. And then to put it away, you just fold up these sides, and it's very compact. I just slot mine into the shelf to the right of me there. Right, so we'll pop out our die, put our plates away. Right, so post-its off, pop them for another use. There we go. There's the die, that's the waste piece, and there we go, we've got the bits we need. So I'll pop that die away. I'm going to pop the heart out of this die and put it with that other one for another card. There we go. And then with my snips, I'm going to just pop this heart out of here. So as you can see, it's just joined here. So I'm just going to follow that round and cut the heart out. And there we go, we've got a heart to be working with. So we can bring all this together now on the card. So here's the finished one for reference. We'll bring in all our other pieces. So the first thing we want to do is pop this piece designer series paper on the background there, like that. We'll then be popping the heart on. We'll have the word friend going across the centre there, and then there, for being a, and thank you, like so. So I'm using Tombow liquid glue. I'm just going to pop this on the back like you've seen me do in many a video. When the glue decides it wants to come out, there we go. this on there, make sure we've got the right way around. We do. So pop this on here, and because Tombow doesn't dry straight away, you get a few seconds to just wiggle it into place. Like so. And then the word friend, I'm just going to glue these bits onto the heart. I don't want any additional dimension other than when I pop up the heart itself. So I think I'll just glue between the R and the N so that we can get it stuck down. Just pop some little bits, it doesn't need a lot. Like so, and then the R and the N there. Looks good. Get that excess glue there. Great stuff. So then it's the for being a. I'm just going to put a small little piece of glue on the back there. I want it to hang off slightly. Under there, sorry. Thank you for being a. There we go. And then the thank you, where are we going to put this? Just there, I think. So we need a tiny little blob at the end. Just here. Come on, glue. There we go. And then a little bit there. And then straighten that up. Like so. I love that. And then on the back, I'm just going to pop it up on some dimensionals. Like that. Take these backs off and then we'll pop them in the bin. And then stick this on here now. I go off to the left ever so slightly because I want to be able to put a nice bow in the top and it not be hanging completely off the edge of the card. So go there. We can then bring in our iridescent sparkly stuff, which we love, and we can tie a bow first. So 2 rabbit ears is how I always do it. Cross one over the other, through the hole and pull. Get the ribbon to how you want it in terms of size and loops and all of that. Like so. I want that a bit smaller, I think. Like that. Yeah, we like that. And then we'll just trim this to a decent size. Like that. And then that can sit up there. Oh, I love it. I love that ribbon. So yes, that's the iridescent striped ribbon. And then we can bring out our embellishments as well. So iridescent faceted gems. So what you'll see on these, I don't know if you can quite see, but they've got a bit of a indentation to them. So to stick my bow on, I'm going to use just a single glue dot. I'm going to stick the bow to the glue dot first, like so, and then pick it up, and then we can just position this bow how we want it. Thank you for being a friend. And then with our take your pick tool, I'm going to get a big embellishment, pop that under the bow, and then we'll use some small ones. I think we'll put one here and we'll pop one down here. And there we are. We have 2 step taupe cards using the Friends for Life bundle and the iridescent faceted gems and 1/2 inch striped ribbon. Of course, some heat embossing there as well. If you have a go at making this card, please make sure you tag me in anything that you've made, or if you've uploaded it to your socials, or send me a message. I would love to see what you have made. Don't forget you can sign up to my newsletter, which is down in the description bar below. It will include projects like this, but also ones that I don't release to YouTube, so only newsletter subscribers will be able to see them. And I will see you next time, where we feature a different stamp set in a new Simple Sunday next weekend. If you would like to buy the products seen today, they are also in the description below. See you next time. Bye.